Welcome to our Mind the Moment's Thursday morning gathering, brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino. Really happy to be back here this morning with Tara Healey, founder and director of Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare's Mindfulness program. Good morning, Tara.
Morning, Suzanne. Good morning, everyone. I'm really delighted to be back.
Yeah, so happy to have you back. And happy to have everyone here this morning. Welcome to our regulars and definitely a welcome to anybody that's new with us this morning. Welcome. Just if you are new, just an overview of how we run the session. Tara will start with a question for the group. and then she'll have an opportunity to field some chats and we'll talk about some of the things that people share. She'll share some words and then we'll go right into a guided practice of about 12 minutes. And that will be guided and there'll be some time of silence. So it'll give everyone an opportunity to try different types of practice. So with that, if you go to the bottom of your screen, open up your chat and click the blue drop-down menu that will give you, and you click it to everyone, that will give you the opportunity to share your comments with everyone and see everyone's comments. So Tara, what question do you have for us this morning?
So I could be wrong, but I thought I heard yesterday that today is the first day of fall. And so I just want to start off with something really simple and ask you to fill in the remainder of this sentence. Fall is, and then just go ahead and fill in whatever it means to you. Fall is.
And I'm going to type this in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, I love when Tara mentioned this question sorry.
No, go ahead.
When Tara mentioned this question this morning, I really thought that was wonderful, a wonderful way for folks to share. And fall is, to me, especially this fall, it's my favorite season. It really is one of the main reasons, not the only reason, but I love living in New England. And yeah, after this summer that was kind of hot, fall is refreshing for sure. And Deva said the same thing. So yeah, back to routine for sure.
Yeah,
that can be kind of that can be a mixed feeling, but can kind of feel kind of good.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would similarly say fall is my favorite season. And I think that being out in, kind of the woods and all of the scents are different than they are in the summer. So kind of the various, especially it's pouring here right now. But after rain, the smell of the woods is, I love it. So I think in a lot of ways, fall just piques the senses. I mean, all of the seasons do in different ways, but I think of, the colors and the sounds are different. We don't have all the same birds. The scent of fall is its own unique scent. The food, so the taste of what we eat. So it's, to me, like I really think about the sensory experience and how grateful I am to live here where the seasons change.
Yeah, I love that, just the connection to the sensory. That I think of butternut squash soup, and I think of someone's mentioned, and you mentioned the weather, and someone's mentioned cozy. I just love bringing out my big sweaters and No,
I know it's And there's a lot that comes with this season. And most people don't balk at fall. Some people don't like summer or don't like winter, but fall seems to be favorable.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how Lozelle has mentioned she took a walk and sees the changing of the colors and calls it tree therapy. That is
Oh,
definitely a thing for sure.
yes.
I couldn't agree with that more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bounty of produce. Oh, yes. And
Yeah. It's
gosh,
been
I love this.
especially amazing this summer, even though it was on the dry side. I mean, the farmers market locally, it's incredible bounty.
And change. Yeah, I love everything that people have said. And gosh, I feel like I could talk about this for hours. So I love this subject. Thank you for asking the question, Tara.
Yeah, well, it's day one, I'm pretty sure, of fall.
Yeah, it is for
We've
sure.
talked a lot about transitions and getting ready for something, but we're in it today. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll move into a practice. And for those of you that are newer, this will be guided, but I also have some stretches of silence. So it's not guided every minute, but there will be some stretches without me talking. All right. So you can start in a posture that feels like it's going to work best for you this morning. That could be standing. And it's especially helpful to stand if you're feeling really tired. Or you can sit and keep your eyes open if you're tired. But sitting or standing are both fine postures. So whatever feels best for you this morning. And you can also keep the eyes open or close your eyes. If you do close your eyes, just gaze downward a bit to help remove peripheral distraction. So let's go ahead and settle into the posture that feels best. And just take a moment to notice the whole body. So what sensations are making themselves known to you from your activity so far this morning? What are you noticing in the body? How does the body feel? What are the sensations, perhaps the heartbeat or points of contact, tingling or temp? Just take a moment to notice, how are things? So dropping out of the narrative in the head into the body and really feeling inward what's going on. And to know that all you need to do is receive it. You don't have to change anything, but being aware of what's occurring, including points of contact with the parts of the body and the surface, whether that's the soles of the feet or along the back of the body. Again, nothing to do but allow and receive the sensations that the body is offering. And adjusting the posture so that the spine is straight but not stiff, so that you're upright, whether sitting or standing, with a spine that's straight, but also relaxed, so you can soften the body around the spine. And take a moment to become aware of sound in the room or outside of the room, and just allow for hearing. So taking in that sound. And for today, I would love to guide us in a practice of using sound as an anchor. Where I am right now, there's really heavy rain and thunder. And so the idea is that I'm going to just receive the sound, use the sound that the rain is making as an anchor for my wandering mind. So as my mind wanders off and I notice it, I'm just going to come back to receiving sound. And we don't have to get caught up in the idea of rain making it, but just hearing, literally just hearing. If it's not raining where you are, you can use the sensations you notice when you breathe in and out, wherever in the body that's strongest. That could be like belly, abdomen, chest, or someplace else. So you would track the in-breath and the out-breath at the level of sensation. So feeling in to the body. And breath is not always easy for everyone, and it can vary from practice to practice. So you can also use another body sensation, palms of the hands resting on the thighs, or points of contact along the back of the body and the surface. And each time the mind wanders and you notice it, you can just make a soft mental note, thinking, soften the body, and return to your anchor, whether that's sound or a body sensation of breath, which is also a body sensation. So I'm going to be silent for a couple minutes while you find your anchor. Noticing where the mind is. Soft mental note, thinking, soften the body, return to your anchor. Noticing where the mind is, softening the body, and returning to your anchor. As we bring this meditation to a close, may we be peaceful and at ease. May our heart be soft and open. May we be safe and protected, and our body healthy and strong. And may the merit of this practice be for the benefit of all beings everywhere. And if your eyes were closed, you can open the eyes. And whether they were open or closed, it's always helpful to take a look around and just reorient to the space that you're in, noticing shape and color, and just reconnecting. And there were several periods of what might have felt like long silence. So you can make any comment you want about that and how that might have felt. And as always, feel free to share books or apps or anything that is inspiring you lately about this practice.
Thank you, Tara.
Yeah.
I recently listened to the 10% Happier interview with James Nestor, the gentleman who wrote the book on breathing.
Yes.
And he was making a lot of, he's done a lot of research about breath and breathing and how many of us are mouth breathers, and that's caused a lot of, in his research, health problems, and that breathing through our nose is the way we were meant to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And I wondered if people have asked you questions about that, or just anything about the way we breathe. I just was very, I was like, sometimes in yoga and in meditation, we're instructed to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably less of an issue because I think breathing in, the nose is meant to breathe in because it's got all the cilia and it kind of
Right,
takes in
right,
particles
right.
and things like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
anyway, just
yeah.
just
Yeah,
came to mind.
I loved that interview and I loved his book. I thought it was really good. And then I think there are specific types of breathing that are different from our normal breathing. Like in yoga, there's all kinds of like box breathing, and you do involve your mouth, but but on a day-to-day basis, the idea is, yeah, it's healthier to breathe in and out through the nose. And I've noticed, so my father passed away a week ago, and I have noticed that my breathing has been sort of quick and shallow. I'm catching it. It's been really interesting and sort of surprising me in some ways. So, but what meditation and mindfulness practice helps is that you start to see some of these habits and patterns, just in general, all kinds of habits and patterns sooner. So I would catch it, I would see, wow, my breathing is rapid and shallow. And then I can reorient to a slower cadence of breath. And, that's been really, really helpful. But I think part of it is, as the grief settles into the body, it was bringing my breathing rate up. So, but then I could catch it, Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody here has listened to or read James Nestor's book. I mean, I think Suzanne and I both highly recommend it, and him.
Yeah, I'll type it into the chat.
Yeah.
I know it's breath and it's something else after that, but
Yes.
um, I
Yeah. I can't. I think
it's got a subtitle there
it's
that
easy to. Yeah, it's easy to. It's been pretty popular, and I think his research, the science of what, I mean, it's kind of remarkable how there's it has helped people with scoliosis to actually begin to like straighten the spine. It's amazing. Yeah.
asthma. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is something to think about for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Uh, But just on your original question about the silence, I was really connecting to the sounds, and the
Mhm.
tricky thing was it did start to thunder here, and
Yeah.
that's kind of a sporadic sound. So
Right.
it's a little more challenging. Now it's pouring rain.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a little bit easier. But
Yes.
yeah, I was really connecting with the sounds, and it was yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah. And the idea too is that it can take you, just like using breath can take, it can get the mind going, but like the idea is to, with rain and thunder and lightning, there could be, I wonder if my basement's going to flood, the mind can start to go. And then as soon as you see that, it's not a problem, because it's like if the mind had a job description, it would be to ruminate, to plan, to remember, to worry, to think. So, but what we're doing is really training the mind for more steadiness and presence so that mindfulness can do its job better. Mindfulness just works better when the mind has some steadiness. And so we are seeing that when we're formally practicing and we get caught up in rumination, we just come back. So in the hearing, there is just the heard. In the seeing, there is just the seen. So we're not adding to it. And we're seeing when we do, dropping it, and then, returning to whatever you're using as your anchor. And you can think of it as like, weightlifting for the mind, that each time you see and you return to your anchor, you're strengthening the muscle of steadiness. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, it employs itself when we're out in the real world, as we
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
because
You
it
bring
helps
that.
us to
Yeah.
wake up with that.
Yeah.
I was recently listening to Tueri Salah, one of her,
Oh,
yeah, one of her talks.
love
I love her. And she was talking about, she's someone that has meditated for years and just has a very deep practice. And she's like, she was talking about being pulled away, and she's like, it is so natural for the mind to go and go and go the whole time
Suzanne,
you're sitting.
Suzanne, you froze for a moment.
Ah,
Yeah. So
my back.
even Tuere, who's meditated for years, and then I think we kind of lost you.
Hopefully I'm back. Thank you.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, it must be the storm. So she was saying how you could have a 45-minute meditation where you are lost for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
For 44 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's so natural. So I think just hearing her say that was like, all right, I feel better about some of those meditations where I'm just.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, Joseph Goldstein and Sharon Salzberg say, like, especially in some of their early days of practice, they would just be lost in thought the entire time. And then that's why it is called a practice. It's like learning to play an instrument, or learning, that we are, it's the mind's natural tendency to want to be busy, to think. And when we remove all of the typical things we're distracted by and sit in this way, it's become sort of a free-for-all for the mind. And the idea is you're just seeing it, dropping the storyline, returning to your anchor just over and over again. There's nothing to judge about it. It's not as if you're a bad meditator. This is the truth of the way it is for all of us.
Yeah. No, I love the way you've described it as it's the brain's job description to ruminate, where, that's just perfect, because that's it. So thank you so much, Tara, for sharing with us and guiding us. And
thank you. Good to be with the community today.
Yeah. And for sharing such a wonderful question that really opened up a lot of different wonderful things to hear about.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone for joining. And we'll see you on Tuesday, where Jackie Johnson is with us. So.
Oh, good.
Really looking forward to it. All right. So see you soon. Have a good
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.